How's it going, everybody? Tommy Star here. Thank you for clicking on this video. So I decided I was going to do this in my next horror room update, but I decided to make a separate video just for this because it's not all necessarily a horror. Like, there's a few movies and stuff, and I know I've always just kind of done separate videos for my pickups, but I thought it'd be best to do one video showing all my pickups from Monster Mania. So yeah, I got a lot of good stuff. I'm going to show you, the collectible, toys that I picked up, the movies that I picked up, not only at the convention, but at a couple stores that Craig and I stopped at. I also have a little load of stuff that I got from Craig that I bought from him. He's just some stuff he's been holding on to for me for a long time. And as we drew closer to the convention, I just said, you know what, instead of mailing it all, I'll just pick it all up from you when I come there. So just an awesome load of shit that I got from Craig. So I'm going to show you that as well. And then just anything else that I picked up. Also including I'm also going to show you the photos of the celebrities that I met, the things that I had them sign, because I've already blown up some of the pictures from the trip. So this is going to be a cool video. So there's a lot of stuff here. Let's just go ahead and run through it, and we'll see what I picked up on. So the first thing I'm going to show you guys before I actually get into Craig's stuff is, of course, I always get a t-shirt every time I go, and there it is. Monster Mania 39. Yeah, this was Monster Mania 39. And you can see all the clowns. You got, Curry and Killer Clowns and Candyman. I mean, it's just badass. And then here's, the list on the back of everybody who was there. You guys can see that. So, yeah. I always have to get a shirt. I mean, that's just a must. Okay, so now Craig stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you from Craig is something that he just kind of threw in. I got a lot of stuff from him, and he just kind of threw this in as a free gift, which is pretty badass. He knows I like pops. And this is the Twisted Metal Sweet Tooth Pop. If you guys know this game, it's a pretty badass game. I used to play this a lot years ago. But I just thought this was so cool. He just threw this in here for me. I don't know if this was an exclusive or not. I don't think it was. But it's just so cool looking. So that was awesome that he gave me that. So I appreciate it, man. This will go good with all the other pops that I got. So badass. Thanks a lot, bro. All right, next up are a couple of movies that I got from him. One in particular, the first one I'm going to show you here is from Vinegar Syndrome, Demon Wind. So this was a movie that he actually found for me from a seller. He bought it from a seller, and me and him have been trying to get Vinegar Syndromes here and there, especially the ones with the really cool slipcovers, and this one's just badass. Never seen this movie, but it looks pretty cool, and that slipcover is just gorgeous. But I'm really trying to, not a lot, but I'm trying to pick up some Vinegar Syndromes here and there because I really like their Blu-rays. So he gave me that, or sold me that, or bought it for me, whatever. Then this here, he purchased this when it came out. I think this came out a few months ago from Arrow. And he purchased this, but then he just decided he didn't want it. He asked me if I want it. He just sold it to me for the price that he paid for it. And this thing has already gone up in price. It's already up to like $50 or higher. But anyways, this is the Arrow edition of The Thing Steelbook. I'm pretty sure that this is not region free. I think it's like a region B or something. But it's just a sweet steelbook. Haven't even opened it up yet. But John Carpenter's The Thing, just badass. So I had to grab that from him. And then this here, oh my God, I couldn't wait to get there and buy this from him and take it home with me. He's had this on hold for me for a very, very long time. This thing isn't cheap. This is expensive. And I can't believe I have it now. And that is the Arrow Killer Clowns from Outer Space Steelbook. Like I said, you guys, look this up. You'll see how expensive this is. And to be honest with you, it's not necessarily the steelbook. Like, here's the steelbook itself. There's the back. And, it's got everything. Here's a look at the inside. The lighting's kind of bad here. you see, it comes with all the stuff here. And then this is just the J card or whatever that was on it. But if you look this steelbook up, it's really not that expensive. This is like maybe 20 to 40 bucks, somewhere in that range. What's expensive about this thing is the limited edition slip. This is one of those side slips. It's a really nice slip. This is like some new artwork that was done by Arrow, or whoever does the art for Arrow. But this sucker is what's expensive. With this together, it runs for around 100 bucks. So he almost didn't want to sell it to me, but he did, and I'm so happy he did because I've wanted it for a long time. And it's just crazy to think how expensive this little thing is. But they only made so many of these, you know, so it's rare. But I'm so happy that he sold it to me, and I can't believe that I have this now. It's just badass, so thank you, Craig. So those are the only movies I got from him. So I'm going to show you a couple other things that I got. Okay, next up from Craig are a couple of Scream Factory posters I picked up from him. He typically buys his Scream Factory collector editions straight from Shout Factory. And I'm sure you guys know that if you do that, you always get a poster with it. Well, he mainly does it just, you know, to get, you know, if you order from Shout, you get it like 2 weeks early before street date. So that's usually why he does it. But usually he just sells off the posters. And I bought a few from him, but I had to pick these two up. So the first one I'm going to show you here is the Drag Me to Hell poster, which I loved the artwork on this. I had to pick up the poster. So, I mean, he just sells them to me just pretty much for, like, the difference for the price of Shell Factory. They always add on, like, an extra 15 to theirs. And so he usually sells me the posters for 15, so there's that. And then this one I was so happy about. Like pretty much my favorite Scream Factory so far, collector edition. And that is, of course, Misery. Just gorgeous. I just love this. One of my favorite, like probably my favorite, you know, Scream Factory release so far. And what makes this even better is that when we were at the convention, we met Joel Robinson, who does a lot of the Scream Factory Collector Edition artwork, and he actually signed it right there. So he is actual artist that did this. So awesome. I mean, it wasn't really planned out. We didn't really know he was going to be there, and we seen him there on Friday, and we were talking about, you know, Scream Factory and how much we love his art, and we told him that we had some posters. He's like, bring them by tomorrow and I'll sign them. So Craig brought Silent Night, Deadly Night, and then I had to bring Misery. So hey, I'm happy I had it, you know, so he could sign it for me. So there's a couple posters I picked up from him. Okay, so the rest of the stuff I got here from Craig are just pretty much some collectible toys and stuff. So the first thing I'm going to show you here, I love these old school figures. I already have this one, but back in the day when I first started collecting these, I used to open up all my figures. That's why if you look back, there's a lot of like open figures. And I really regret it. I wish I could go back in time and not do that. But he sold me this. He still had one of these sealed in the package, and that is the Movie Maniacs of Chucky from Child's Play 2. McFarlane, I mean, McFarlane pretty much started it all when it came to like horror figures and whatnot back in the day. And like I said, I have this figure already out of the box, but now I have one sealed. That's awesome. I also have a sealed Candyman, which I had Tony Todd sign. I have a sealed Leatherface, which I have signed by Gunnar Hansen. And he's actually, Brad Dorff is actually one of the people that are going to be at Texas Frightmare this year. So there's a little spoiler there for you. And I still can't believe I'm meeting him. There's so many different things I'm planning on having him sign that I can't decide. And this is one of them just because I got a couple more over there on the wall. So I'm thinking maybe this or my Chucky doll. I don't quite know yet. But still, this is badass to have a sealed edition or sealed copy or whatever you want to call it. So there's that. And then I also picked this up from him. I thought it was pretty cool. He still had this sealed, and that is the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror set. I loved Simpsons growing up. I don't really watch it that much anymore, but I loved it growing up, you know, in early to mid 90s, and the Halloween ones were always my favorite episodes. And this is a pretty badass set, if you guys can see all that in here. And he asked me, hey, you want to buy this? I'm like, sure, why the hell not? I'll put it in my horror room, you know. And so I just thought that was cool. So I don't know if they made like a bunch more different ones of these. It's supposed to make noise, but I don't know if, like, I think he's had it for a while and the batteries are probably dead or something. I'm sure I could probably open it up and fix it maybe. I don't know if I don't want to open it, but so there's that. I thought that was pretty cool. Now these right here, back in the day when I first started getting into horror movies, and this was back when they really didn't sell collectible figures. Like, you couldn't really, this was before McFarlane and everything. You never really could find a figure of Jason or Freddy or whatever. But they did have these. I remember these were like pretty much the first things I ever saw. And I was pretty young at the time, so I couldn't quite afford things like this back then. And I always wanted them. And my buddy Craig had 2 of these still in box. And I can't believe it. I mean, they're really expensive. If you search them up online, try to find them. Still in a box, they're really expensive. And he gave me a really good deal. So the first one I'm going to show you here. And I'm trying to think what company released these. Let me look real quick. I don't necessarily know. I'm trying to see if it says it anywhere. This is weird how it doesn't really say. Spencer Gifts Incorporated, distributed by Spencer Gifts. So I guess this was released straight by Spencer's. I don't know. Either way, these dolls right here. This, of course, is Michael Myers. They had like 5 or 6 of them. If you push, I don't know if you can hear that. It just plays this music. I always wanted these figures, and I can't believe that I got them. I got 2 of them. I'll show you another one here in a second. But yeah, I mean, I remember seeing these in Spencer's, and I could never afford them. I always wanted to get them, and I'm so happy I have this. So there's Michael Myers. And now this next one this isn't necessarily from like the same line, but I remember seeing this one as well. The particular edition that Michael Myers, that edition, there was one of these for that set as well. But this is a different, I think it's a different company. Man, Matchbox sold these, okay. But anyways, Freddy. I remember these talking Freddys. I always wanted to get one of these. You guys can see all that. And he talks and says a bunch of different things. I don't know why you can hear this, but he's got a pulse ring in the back. Hi, I'm Freddy. I don't know. You're not going to hear it, but still in the box. Now, like I said, the Michael Myers one, there's a Freddy of that too. There's a Freddy, there's a Jason, Leatherface, a Ghostface, and I think a Crypt Keeper. So I'm gonna try to get them all. I mean, it's gonna take a while and a lot of money, but I'm gonna try to get them all. But this was just something that was kind of like a separate thing. I don't know if this edition they made other ones or not, like a Jason or whatever. But I always wanted this, and this is just badass. So kick ass. So that's everything that I got from Craig, and he really hooked me up, you guys. I mean, this is a lot of stuff, a lot of expensive stuff, and he gave me a sweet deal. So thanks so much, buddy, for all this stuff. It's gonna look really good down here in the man cave. So thanks a lot. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show you a couple movies that I picked up, a couple more movies, I should say. So at the convention, there were, you know, obviously there's a bunch of stands and booths and stuff that people sell movies. But Craig and I stopped at the Diabolic DVD booth. They had a bunch of shit there. You know, the Scream Factories, Vestrons, Arrows, Vinegar Syndrome. I mean, they got everything over there. And there were a couple that I had to pick up. The first one I'm going to show you here is, actually, okay, I take that back. I only got one from there. This other one I got from FYE. I'll show you that in a second. But anyways, this is the only one I picked up from Diabolic DVD, and that is the brand new Arrow edition of the Crazies. This is the original Crazies. Awesome edition. I actually had this on pre-order, and because it was supposed to come out like I think just a couple days ago, and for some reason Diabolic DVD had them early, so it was actually a little bit cheaper. So I picked it up and I just canceled my order on Amazon. But I had to get the original Crazies. I've never even seen the original Crazies. I've only seen the remake, but looks badass. So looking forward to checking that out. So that's all they got at the convention as far as movies. So then we went to. I didn't film it on video because my battery died, but we, the day, if you guys remember the video, I went to Best Buy. Before that, we went to Barnes & Noble and FYE, and I only picked up one thing over at, one movie at FYE, and that is the Arrow edition of Reanimator. They've had that big box deluxe set thing for the longest time, and that thing has gotten pretty expensive, and I don't really care much about that one, but I had to go with the just standard edition that I think they recently released this after the box set. So I had to pick this up. Great movie. I've never owned it. I've wanted to get it for a long time. So yeah, I'm also trying to get my hands on the Bride, the second one as well. So, God, we got such shitty lighting down here. I'm sorry, but there's Reanimator. And then I also picked up, since we'll just stay at FYE, I'll show you one other thing that I got at FYE. If I can try to find it, it's over here somewhere. Hold on. Ah, there it is. Gotta reach over for it. Hold on. Okay. So I picked this up at FYE as well, and that is the Beetlejuice Pop. I wanted to get this for a long time, and I just never did. So I had to pick that up. That's pretty badass. Beetlejuice. Sweet. I'll just put this right up on the upstairs on the shelf next to my awesome slipcover edition of Beetlejuice. So had to pick him up over there at FYE. Then we went over to Best Buy from there, and trying to see what else I got here. So here's my Best Buy pickups. So I picked up Jim Carrey and the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. I had to get this for the Jim Carrey collection. There's a few more Jim Carrey movies I still need to get, so had to pick up that one. I thought this was an okay movie, kind of different, but it was all right. I also picked up Page Master. I've never seen this in my Best Buy before, so I had to jump on that. Macaulay Culkin. This is a really cool movie. It's like half live action, half animated, but this is just a fun movie, and it'll be cool to watch on Blu-ray. Then I picked this one up. Oh my God, okay, see, I'm jumping the gun here. I did get another movie at FYE. I only picked this up because it was $2, you guys. $2. I thought it was kind of funny, and that is Norbit. So I just grabbed it. I mean, $1.99. I mean, why the hell not, Eddie Murphy's awesome, and I mean, this movie just reminded me of, like, they're just trying to kind of, like, redo Nutty Professor in a way, where he plays a bunch of characters, but that's Eddie Murphy. That's what he does. I thought it was kind of fun. But anyways, that was FYE. So back to Best Buy again. And the last pickup there is Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker, another animated movie that I had to pick up on Blu-ray. I'm really excited. I think this Tuesday or next Tuesday, the Batman Mr. Freeze animated movie is coming to Blu-ray for the first time. So I can't wait to pick that up. But had to grab that for the DC collection. And we got one last movie here. I did actually stop at Target the day before, the night before the convention, the first day I got there. Craig and I went to Target, just kind of looking around there, and I did find one movie. I remember wanting to get this when it first came out, but it was like 20 or 25 bucks, and Target had dropped all the way down to 12. So that is the new Woody Harrelson film, LBJ. So I figured, you know what, it is a blind buy, but I didn't want to pay 20 or 25 bucks for it, so I grabbed it for 12. I ripped it right out of Craig's hands. So, I don't know, it looks cool where, he plays LBJ. I love Woody Harrelson. So that's pretty much all my Blu-rays. Now, I think that's everything other than the convention, pretty much. So, yeah, let's go ahead now and look at my actual convention pickups. Let's take a look. All right, so I got them all stacked up right here, so I'm just going to go ahead and show you all the Funko Pops that I found. So there was a few left on my list of Funko Pop characters that I wanted to get for the horror collection, and it just so happens they basically had everyone there. They had, there's almost everyone, I should say. There's still a couple more, but they're, how many do I got here? 5 of them. I just kept stopping at the Funko booths, and there they were, just grabbing them. And they're all cheap except for one. I'll show you that. But anyways, first one I'm going to show you is Got the Alien Pop. I've needed this for a while. This is just a standard Alien Pop. So, badass. Had to pick up that for the Pop collection. Then I also got Alex from A Clockwork Orange. This is a cool looking one. He was a little bit more expensive, but not much. I think I paid like 13 or 14 for him, but had to pick him up from Clockwork Orange. Then I also had to get my hands on The Crow. Awesome. It was just so cool to see that they had all these there. Two more here. Next up is Ash from... Oh my god, he's all messed up in the box. Great. Anyways, Ash from Army of Darkness, Evil Dead series. Evil Dead series. I had to pick him up. There's also the other one, the Deadite. I'm probably going to get that one at some point as well. But had to get Ash. I mean, you got to have Ash for the horror collection. All right, now this next one I'm going to show you, or the last one I'm going to show you. There's pretty much two Funko Pops that are retired that I've been after for a while. One of them is Sam from Trick or Treat. They actually had Sam at the convention, but it was 130 bucks, and you know that's about an average price online as well. And I just couldn't do it. You know, I mean, I'll get him at some point. But the second one I needed is another one that runs for around the same price, about 130. And the same guy that was selling Sam had this also. And for some reason, he was only selling it for 80. And like I said, they're about 130 to 150, the same as Sam. So I'm surprised that he didn't have it marked up that high. I mean, I've been looking at it to see if there's anything wrong with it, why he would drop it down, and there really isn't. So anyways, it was 80 bucks, had an $80 price tag. I said, will you take 70? He goes, how about 75? So 75 bucks. That's almost half of what this thing goes for online. And I finally got it, you guys. Captain Spaulding. As you can see, I left the price tag on here so you guys can see $80 for this sucker. $75 is still a lot of money to drop on a Funko Pop. I agree, but it's I had to do it. I had to. I mean, I've been after him forever, and I don't know if I'll ever see him at this price again. So I'm so happy to finally have Captain Spaulding. This one's been retired. Apparently, there's like a big controversy with Sid Haig and his character and not getting the rights or something, so that's why they retired it. So they'll probably never be making this one again. So I can't believe I finally have Captain Spaulding. That is awesome. So happy. Now I just got to get Sam. Hopefully I'll find him for a good price one day. So, all right, those are all the pops I got. Moving on. All right, so I got a little bag here. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of go through it. A bunch of random stuff. Picked myself up a couple more Funko reaction figures. I got the Predator. I've needed this one for a while. It's kind of sad. Apparently, Funko doesn't own reaction figures anymore. It's a new company now that's going to take over them now, I guess. But I've always liked these. You guys can see there's a bunch more right behind me there. But I had to get Predator. Found him really cheap. And then, of course, I had to get Alien as well. So, awesome. Wanted both of them for a while now. And then I got... Oh, here's our wristbands. Jess and I's wristbands. I always save them. Okay, these are pretty cool. Okay, so there's actually a couple different booths that were selling these custom Lego figures. They had almost every horror character you could think of, and I wish I had more money because I probably would have bought them all. They were like $5 a piece, so if you add them all up, I think there was like 40 of them. So what was that be? 40 times 5, 200 bucks for all of them? No, but anyways, I had to get the two Pennywises. You guys can see that. Got the new Pennywise and the old Pennywise. No, I'm sorry. I know the lighting's so bad, you guys. But I had to pick these up. $5 a piece. Badass looking. I just had to get them. They come with like little stands. If you guys remember, Craig picked up Ghostface. Same thing. So I had to get the two Pennywises. What else we got in here? That's it other than these. Okay. So these I forgot about. I didn't get these at the convention. When I stopped at my buddy Dr. Movie 91's house, him and his wife, they've been making these and selling them. And I always forget what you call them. They're called like something bead art or something. I can't remember. But anyways, they've been making these a lot and selling them. And if you definitely go check out the Doc's channel. I'm pretty sure he will have some link or something in his YouTube channel to buy these if you guys want to buy any of these from him. But definitely go check him out if you guys want to get some of your own, because he sells them really cheap, and they're really, really cool looking. So the first one I'm going to show you here, this is one I believe his wife made, and they were just kind of showing me them, and I was like, oh my god, these are awesome. They just gave them to me. So here's the first one. As you can see, it's Reagan from The Exorcist. It just turned out so cool. I just love the throw up. That's just awesome. So they gave me that one. And then, of course, we got Leatherface. Love it. So cool. And then this one I really like. Doc, this is the first one Doc was showing me, and he said, hey, you want it? I'm like, hell yeah. And that is the hockey mask from the NES Jason from the Nintendo game. So that is just too cool. I love these. So yeah, I got a cool spot picked out for all these, and I probably definitely will get more of these from him because I love them. So like I said, I'll put I always have the Doc's link to his YouTube channel down in the description box. So go check out his channel. I'm sure he's got links in his videos if you guys want to purchase those of your own. So definitely go check those out. Okay, next up I'm going to show you a couple of my own posters that I brought with to have signed. First one I'm going to show you. You guys have seen this poster before. That is my Jason poster. It's a sweet picture of all the different Jasons, every single one from all the movies. Well, I've already met a couple different Jasons. I've already met how many? 3 different Jasons, and I've had them sign like other things. Where they were at the convention. Those 3 Jasons that I've already met, along with 3 other Jasons I've never met: Tom Morga from Part 5. Ken Kurtzinger from Freddy vs. Jason, and Ted White from Part 4. Now, all 6 of those Jasons are going to be at Texas. So I was running out of money, and I decided to wait till Texas to get all the Jasons, because I want to get their autographs again, because I want every single Jason to sign this poster. So that's what I want to do. But I decided to get one while I was there, and that, of course, is the Imposter Jason, Tom Morga. If you guys can see his autograph down there. So I met him. I decided to meet him. And I figured, hey, he can be the first one to sign the poster. So now when I go to Texas, the other 5, which is Kane Hodder from 7, 8, 9, and 10, Steve Dash from Part 2, CJ Graham from Part 6. Those 3 I've already met before. And then the other ones I just met. Tom Morga, he'll be there again, but I won't need his autograph anymore. And then, of course, Ken Kurtzinger, Freddy vs. Jason, will go on here. And then Ted White from Part 4 will go on here. And I'm going to have Ted White, I'm going to ask him if he'll write Rest in Peace Richard Brooker next to his Jason, because Richard Brooker's the only one that has passed away so far. So I'm going to see if he'll do that. But that's the plan for Texas. I'm going to get all the Jasons to sign this poster. So Tom Morga was first. So there's that. Now this, oh God, badass, you guys. I still can't believe that I got this. We all know that, I'm sure you know by now, John Carpenter was at Monster Mania, and I had to get him to sign my Halloween poster. And there it is, you guys. John Carpenter, the man, sign my Halloween poster. So badass. Can't believe I got Carpenter's autograph. It's just friggin' sweet. Okay, so moving on. All right, so I picked this up just from one of the booths. Walking by, I seen this. I figured this would go good with my other, my small Chucky and Tiffany dolls that I have. But I had to pick up Glenn. I got like a Chucky and a Tiffany doll about this size, so I figured they'll go good together. So it was kind of cool. You don't really see a lot of Glenn stuff, so I figured, I'm like, hey, I'll pick him up. So there's Glenn. All right, so next up, these are just badass. I had to get these. I remember that, I think one of the last times that Craig went to Monster Mania, he went to one from last year. He seen these at the convention, And when I seen him, I'm like, oh my God, I want these so bad. And I was hoping that I would find this guy again at the convention, and sure enough, he was there. And that is these really sweet shadow box art things of the NES games. This, of course, is, you know, for the Nightmare on Elm Street NES game. It's so cool. It's not actually the game in there. It's just like the art, you know. He just like, it's kind of like a 3D type thing that the artist does. But I just thought this was so cool. I love anything NES, Jason or Freddy. So I had to pick these up. And of course, he had a Jason as well. So these are just too cool. I love these so much. These will look cool next to the other NES stuff that I have. So weren't that bad too. I think they're like 2 for $50 or something like that. So not bad at all. So, all right. I love these. These are just, wow, I had to get them when I seen them. So the last thing I'm going to show you before I get into the actual photos, and then that'll be it, is something kind of cool I picked up. I remember I came across this picture on like Google one day, and I made this like one of my background on Facebook. I just thought this was so cool, and somebody actually had this for sale, a picture of this for sale. I'm like, oh my God, I have to get that for my wall. But I've always thought this was really badass, and that is this little cartoon picture of all the Jasons. It's just so cool. The only one that's not actually in here is, you know, the first Jason as a little boy, but this is pretty much just all the masked Jasons. But of course, you got part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, Imposter, part 6, part 7, part 8, part 9, and then we get to part 10. Both of these are part 10. This is, you know, what he first looked like, and then we turned into the Uber Jason, and of course Freddy vs. Jason, and then the remake. So I just thought that was so cool. This will look cool over next to the other Jason stuff. But I'm like, oh my God, this is that same picture I have on my Facebook that I found. So I had to get this. It wasn't even that much. It was like, I don't know, $8 or something, but had to pick that up. All right, now let's get into the photos. So first I'm going to show you the sign stuff. I'll show you that first. Well, here's, yeah, these are their little flyers that they give out. Awesome art. Get a look at like all the people that were there. And these kids, the IT kids, oh my God, you guys wouldn't believe. The lines for these kids were insane. I mean, the lines for everything at this convention was insane. But I didn't even try to meet these kids. But they're all, there's 5 here, and all 5 of these plus Eddie, the 6th one, is going to be in Texas. So I'm going to really try to get all autographs there. But the only one that's not there is Richie, Finn Wolfhard. So, but anyways, those are just little inserts I give you. All right, so we'll just kind of go through the pictures here. So here's sorry, I'm just trying to grab them all. Oh, hold on. Okay, so this is what I got to have Richard Dreyfuss sign. That's just one of his photos. Thought this was a badass photo. So there's that for the wall, for the autograph wall. Richard Dreyfuss. He was such a cool guy. Such a cool guy. All right, next up here is Harold Blank, who played Killer Clowns from Outer Space. This is Rudy. Yeah, enjoy the popcorn he wrote on there. So that was cool meeting him. So that's awesome. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think that's it. So now this is pretty much photos. So here's a picture of Craig and I with Joel Robinson. You've probably already seen these. Some of these you might have already seen on my other video, the convention video, but just blew that up for the wall. Me and Craig with Joel Robinson, the artist for Scream Factory. And we've got next here, oh yeah, John Carpenter. It's me and Craig with John Carpenter. It's awesome. So, such an honor to meet that guy. Here is Craig and I with Tom Morga, Imposter Jason. It's awesome. And then here is Hair Blank, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. He brought that mask with him. Oh, I wanted it so bad. Okay, and then we got Craig and I with Richard Dreyfuss. Look at him next to Craig and I. It's just, we're just drowning him. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. All right, so I saved the best two for last. All right, so here we go. Tim Curry. There's his autograph right there. So he didn't have, he wasn't signing autographs at the convention because, you know, he can't really do it. He had, you know, he had a stroke a few years ago, and he's in a wheelchair. But he did have all of this pre-signed stuff there. So I have Tim Curry's autograph. I can't believe it. And this is just the best picture they had there. It's just badass. So Tim Curry's autograph. And then the last thing I'm going to show you here, just looking around, I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did. I think I got everything. So here's the last and final item. I mean, just like the thing I was most excited for this trip, other than meeting Craig in the dock. But that is my picture with Tim Curry. So I'm going to try to show you guys the best I can. So he was only doing professional photo ops, which is totally worth it because, I mean, it's Tim Curry. So he wasn't doing selfies, but here's Jess and I with him. Just so freaking cool. Tim Curry, Pennywise the Clown. So, all right, that is everything I picked up on my trip. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope, you guys like the fact that I did a separate video for that. I just thought it'd be better just to try to throw it all in to a horror room update, just to be able to put them all together. I think from now on I'm going to start doing that when I go on conventions, just doing a separate video of pickups. So that is everything. So, a lot of stuff, but a lot of kick-ass stuff that's going to look just badass down here. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Hit that like button right down below. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think of all the pickups. Let me know if you guys are there and what you guys picked up from the convention. Share the video around. Subscribe if you have not. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.